Hi everyone, Kirsten here. So today I'm going to be doing a tag video. Been wanting to do this tag recently. I watched a video just recently actually called the 20 songs tag. I recently watched a video by the name of My Mechanical Bride. It looked like a really fun tag video to do, so I figured I would go ahead and dedicate this time to make this video. I've got my phone right next to me right here so that way I could read the questions and I will try to answer them as honest as I possibly can. And speaking of music, I'm wearing this t-shirt today that says parental advisory, explicit content. So I am definitely in a music themed mood today, so let's go ahead and dive right into the questions now, shall we? Okay, so question number 1. What is your favorite song? To be honest, my current favorite song at the moment would be Secret by the Birthday Massacre. It's just a very beautiful melody, catchy type of song. Like literally almost every single day, every week, every month, I am a constant repeat freak. I would listen to the same exact music by the same exact artist for months at a time. I'm not even joking. Like lately, the Birthday Massacre has been something I've been listening to like a lot recently. So it was hard to pick just one out of their song because I liked them all, but just recently, Secret is one of their songs I've been listening to the most. Question number 2 is, what is a song you hate the most? To be honest here, I'm not really sure exactly what song in particular that I hate the most, simply because, you know, it's something I don't particularly think about quite as often. There's like a specific type of genre of music that I don't particularly like, if that counts, obviously. So like, I'm not a huge fan of rap, and I'm not a huge fan of like your typical average just pop music like Justin Bieber and Taylor Swift and all that. It's just not me, and I don't really care for that type of stuff, so I hope that answers that question at least. Question number 3. What is a song that makes you sad? I listen to a lot of depressing music most of the time. It's hard for me to pick one in particularly that gets me down, but I can tell you a song that kind of makes me sad. So in my case, I'm gonna have to go with The Only Exception by Paramore. That's one of those songs I could definitely relate to, and just the lyric in itself I could definitely relate to, which kind of refers to one of the other questions that I will get to later in this tag video, but I'd say that song gets me down a little bit. You know, listening to the lyrics, I could definitely understand the meaning behind the song, and that Paramore song in particular is a very beautiful song, and I love Paramore so much, but that's probably one of their songs that always makes me sad and gets me down a little bit. Sometimes I get teary-eyed whenever I listen to that song because, you know, it's a very beautiful song. I'm not gonna lie. Question number 4 is, what is a song that reminds you of someone? It was hard for me to pick between 2 songs, so I hope I can cheat with just explaining 2 songs in general. So the first one I'm gonna mention is Change in the House of Flies by Deftones. That song definitely reminds me of my dad, because before I had my driver's license, my dad would always take me to places, whether it would be to school, the beach, or just to go somewhere to eat, whatever the case scenario. We would always blast in just Deftone music together, and I really do miss that till this very day. So just any type of Deftones songs in general just instantly reminds me of my dad. So I listen to them frequently sometimes. And then the next song definitely reminds me of my father. I'm gonna have to say Still Here by Digital Daggers. Now, this song in particular, as many of you have already noticed from my previous videos, my dad recently passed away in July of 2015. So since my dad passed away, this is going to sound a bit personal, but please bear with me here. Since my dad passed away, I occasionally have dreams about him. Whenever I have dreams about him, that would be his way of saying, you know, I'm still here with you no matter what. I've had, I think, 4 or 5 dreams about him recently. So just that song in particular, I could definitely relate to that song. Like, you know, no matter if you're gone or still with me, you're always gonna still be here. If that makes any sense. Once a person, like a friend or a relative, once they pass away, that song to me made the most sense and reminded me of my dad. So I tried to make that long story as short as possible, so I'll have to explain that whole story another time, but between those 2 songs, they definitely remind me of my father instantly. Question number 5 is, what song makes you happy? To me, it was hard to pick between songs, so the one I decided to choose is Freak Out by Avril Lavigne. There's just something about that song that always makes me so happy. Like, just listening to that song on the radio, or if I'm listening to it in the car or in my room, that song just instantly makes me so happy and makes me feel like I'm in my teen spirit again. So I'd say that song definitely makes me so happy. Question number 6 is, what is a song that reminds you of a moment? I'm gonna have to go with Angel by Theory of a Dead Man. That catchy song in general just instantly reminds me of an epic story, an epic opening of like a TV show or something. But mostly, like, I think the song just in general is about how, you know, somebody's always down to earth no matter what type of deal. So I'd say that song reminds me of a moment. Question number 7. What is a song you know the lyrics to perfectly? There's a few songs that I know the lyrics to quite perfectly, but since you're only supposed to choose one, I'm gonna have to go with Broken by Seether. Yes, featuring Amy Lee. So I'd say I know the lyrics to that song so perfectly. So next question. Question number 8 is, a song that makes you dance. I'm gonna have to go with Miss Murder VNV Nation Remix by AFI. That was quite a mouthful for me for some weird reason. That's what she said. Hey! My first "that's what she said" joke on this video, or any of my videos for that matter. Okay, but anyway. Normally I don't dance and I don't get into dancing, but for some weird reason, the type of dance that I would really like to do one day would be just pole dancing in general. So since I was a kid, I've always been fascinated with those type of dances, so if there was one song in particular I would have to choose, Miss Murder Remix song by AFI, I would definitely dance to. I would go up on that pole and dance away the night with just that song playing in the background. There's just something about it that I would really love to dance to. So if I had to choose to dance, pole dancing would definitely be one of them if I had to one day. Okay, so I hope that answers that question. So question number 9 is, what is a song that helps you sleep? Normally I don't listen to songs to help me fall asleep, but for me personally, sometimes if I'm feeling extremely tired and if I just don't have the energy to sleep for some weird reason, I would just go on my phone and then I would just listen to a song. It's called Siren by Theater of a Tragedy. Just that song in particular, it really kind of melody-like, and at the same time it's also a bit rough and hardcore kind of. So just that song in particular, it helps me sleep for some weird reason. So whenever I'm feeling extremely tired, that is the first song at the top of my head that I will tend to listen to. So I would say that's a pretty cool song in general. Question number 10 is, what is a song you like secretly? Sometimes this isn't really a secret because most people would find it very obvious. Honestly, I secretly get into video game music occasionally, so I didn't know which type of video game music to choose in particular. But if I had to choose one, I would say Queensland by music composer Jason Tai. And there's just something about that song that's like really, really haunting and creepy. So I occasionally just tend to listen to that song on and off once in a while. Just basically any of the American McGee's Alice and Alice Madness Returns video game music in general. They're just very catchy background music songs, so I'd say those would be the type of songs that I would be secretly loving. Okay, so we are officially halfway home with the questions. So, question number 11. What is a song you can relate to? Now, for me personally, I'm gonna have to go with Death Balloons by Mudvayne. And if you listen to the song very, very carefully, the song itself is about how Chad Gray has had this horrible life experience, I suppose you could say, and you know, he had his grandmother that always loved him, supported him, and took care of him very, very much. So that song I could definitely relate to because I've been in a similar situation where I had my parents are wonderful people. I'm not saying they're bad, but they were just very, very irresponsible and they weren't capable enough to take care of me. And my grandparents were the only people that ever really cared about taking care of me. So I'd say that's the type of song I relate to the most. Obviously, learning from the song and the reason behind it, I definitely relate to. So question number 12. What is a song you used to love but now hate? I'm gonna have to go with Join Me in Death by Him. And honestly, I used to love that song. I would listen to it occasionally on and off. I used to love it, but now I absolutely hate that song. Like literally, I don't want to ever listen to it again. So I don't understand why I loved that song to begin with anyway. I got rid of that song on my phone a long time ago, and I'm glad that I don't have it anywhere near my phone. So question number 13 is, name a song from your favorite album. I'm gonna have to go with Lying From You by Linkin Park's second album, which is Meteora. So if you're listening to Linkin Park for the first time, I think you're off to a really good start. Just their first two albums in general is really good. I highly recommend Hybrid Theory and Meteora. I love Linkin Park so much, but then I'm just more of a fan of like their first two albums when their music was a little bit more edgy. But honestly, I think their newer music right now has taken like such a huge dramatic change. So honestly, even though I only listened to their first two albums, I just simply like to go by those songs simply because I just like them. Meteora is a pretty good album too, so I highly recommend that you check it out. Okay, so question number 14 is a song you can play on an instrument. I'm gonna have to go with the main theme of Final Fantasy VII. And I used to practice and play with that all the time on the piano. It's a very soothing song to listen to. Unfortunately, I don't have the keyboard anymore, so I have no use trying to like just practice for the music anymore. But I kind of miss having to take piano lessons just for myself in general. So if I had to take the piano all over again, I would definitely replay that song. It's a very good song. I love playing it. It's a very soothing song. Maybe one of these days I'll replay it again. So That's the only song that I can think of that I can play on an instrument. Question number 15 is a song you would like to sing in public. I'm gonna have to go with Snuff by Slipknot. There's just something about that song I find pretty romantic and depressing at the same time. Honestly, I think I would be pretty good at singing that song, to be honest. Maybe one of these days I'll start a little cover song, you never know. Maybe I might do that one day. Or I could probably sing at someone's wedding if they're in the mood for me singing a depressing ass song. But that's a song I'd like to sing in public. Question number 16 is a song you would like to drive to. Whenever I'm in the car by myself, I usually like to listen to Wage Slaves by All Shall Perish. It's a very fun song to listen to in the car if you're into like really heavy ass metal. That song to me is a fun song to listen to in the car. I just love it. It's a pretty neat song actually. Very edgy indeed. Question number 17 is name a song from your childhood. I'm gonna have to go with I Turn to You by Christina Aguilera. When I was little, growing up, I would listen to artists like Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, obviously. I'd say that's the first thing that is at the top of my head whenever I think of my childhood music. I love Christina Aguilera, I still do. I think she's an amazing singer. I'd say that's one of the songs that I really like from my childhood. Question number 18. Name a song no one expects you to like. I'm gonna have to go with Standing Still by Jewel. When I was in middle school or elementary school, in between one of those years, I really got into listening to Jewel. And surprisingly, I still love to listen to Jewel. I think she's a pretty good folk artist slash country singer. So I'd say that's practically one of those songs that I really like that no one expects me to like. But honestly, I've always liked her music, even when I'm the type of person that likes to listen to like heavy metal and alternative and rock music, stuff like that, but occasionally, on and off, I'll listen to Jewel. I really love her as a singer. I think she's amazing. Question number 19. What is a song you would like to play at your wedding? I thought about this for a really long time actually. If I were to decide to get married and if I were to like slow dance to like a Pacific music with like my future husband, I would definitely love to slow dance to Good Enough by Evanescence. It's a very romantic song that I figured it would be nice to play to at a wedding. I've always loved Evanescence and I still do. Her voice is like music within itself, so that's one song I would love to play at my wedding one day. So then, final question. Question number 12. Name a song you would like to have at your funeral. Now, as morbid and depressing as this sounds, I have considered giving this some pretty good thought. If I had to choose a song to play at my funeral, it would be Day Is Gone by Noah Gunderson and the Forest Rangers. So if you've watched this show called Sons of Anarchy, and if you've seen the season finale of season 6, you know exactly what song I'm talking about, that depressing ass music that they play at the end. That's something I would definitely have that song play at my funeral, simply because it's a nice song, and that's just something I've just given some thought, that's all. So, as morbid as it sounds, I did give that some thought. But I'd say that's my song of choice when it comes to a funeral at like my own day, I guess. So that is pretty much it for the 20 songs tag. I definitely did a lot of research on this type of tag. Research as in like searching up music and the like, so it was definitely hard to try to pick out the exact songs that particularly match these type of questions simply because I wanted to go through a really good whole list of some of these questions. So I hope you guys were pretty much entertained and have considered giving you a hint of like my music taste. So I'm not tagging anybody in particular, but if you want to participate in like some of these questions that you would like to answer on a video, you know, just leave in the comments down below and I will try to check that out, and I will even give a little like and a comment if you're lucky. But if you want to participate in this tag, I'm not tagging anybody in particular, so if you want to go ahead and do this tag and leave in a response with a comment down below, you're more than welcome to do that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, so if you did, be sure to sucker punch that like button down below and comment down below telling me what your favorite songs are, what type of music do you like, that kind of thing. So feel free to comment down below with any of that stuff, with tags and favorite music and the like, either one. And then if you haven't already, subscribe to my lovely channel to become a part of my army of darkness. I post a video at least once a week. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. And before I start a little outro of this video, I hope you guys are so excited about the Game of Thrones season premiere, because I know by the time I upload this video, it'll be the Friday before the Sunday that Game of Thrones actually premieres. So I'm very excited and very pumped for this show to finally begin, because let me tell you what, when it comes to your favorite shows, it's definitely irritating that you have to wait a full year to watch what actually happens. So anyway, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a chill week, an awesome day or night, and I will talk to you all soon in the next video. So until then, stay dark, my friends. Bye.